Howdy my neighbors, so we are making Howl's jacket. I was originally going to do the canon version of his jacket, but I thought it would be a little bit more cute to have it cropped and just like flowy arm, you know. Before we get started, highly suggest you either use cotton or wool yarn, just because it's more breathable, like if you're starting to sweat in it or anything, because it does keep you warm. Personally, I kept this hole right here just because I have a little peekaboo tattoo. So if you don't want that like hole, just do 2 more half diamonds, and then yeah. So without further ado, let's get started. This is the pattern for my cute version of his jacket, right? So we're going to do 2 of these fronts and then 1 of this back. Since I base my the amount of triangles and diamonds off of this old pattern, doing my cute version, you're going to take away 1 purple and pink half vertical, these ones on the side, replace 1 of each with a pink diamond. So you're still making 4 half purple, and then you're still making 2 half pink, but replace these 2 with an extra pink diamond. Okay. Right, so for my pink yarn, I'm using a medium 4 yarn. I got the largest size. This is the purple yarn I'm using. Typically some others use off blue. I thought purple just matches more. I'm using a Lion brand, also a medium 4. The hook I'm using is 5mm. So starting on first half horizontal triangle, we're gonna make a slip knot. You're gonna chain 2, do a single crochet in that second loop, and so your hook, wrap it around, loop that yarn through those 2 threads, chain 1, and then turn your work. Skip that first stitch and do 2 single crochets in that second stitch, that first cross stitch that you did. And then chain 1, and then turn your work. Technically you have 2 stitches here, right? So you're gonna always skip that first stitch where you chain 1 and turn your work. Just skip that one. So in that technically first stitch, you're gonna do a single crochet. So insert your hook, bring the yarn through, and then loop through the 2 loops, and then you're gonna do 1 single crochet in the second stitch, and then you're gonna do another single crochet in that second, making it an increase, right? And then chain 1, and then you're gonna turn your work. So now you have 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3. It's gonna skip that chain, do a single crochet in that first stitch, oops, single crochet in that second stitch, and then you're gonna do an increase on that 3rd stitch, so 2 single crochets, right? And then chain 1 and turn your work. Excellent, we're getting the hang of it. So you're getting this little triangle, right? And that's really how you're gonna go on. So skip that single crochet, you're gonna go into that first loop, first stitch, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and then in that last one you're going to, I'm trying to remember, you're gonna increase, so an increase in that last stitch. You're gonna chain 1 and then turn your work. And that's basically how you're gonna do it throughout the whole triangle. So I'm gonna do it until I have 16 stitches across. I will meet you there once I have 16 stitches on top. If you have 16 stitches, I'm not including the last one where you chain one. Triangles, you're gonna cut the yarn and then pull through, and then you'll make 4 of those for one side, and in the total you're gonna make 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 half triangles. And I'll show you how to finish the full diamond. So now we're gonna decrease. So chain 1, turn your work, skip that first chain 1, and then go single crochet stitch down the top. So we're gonna go down until we have 2 stitches left. If you don't know how to decrease, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into that first stitch, pull the yarn through, and you're gonna go into the next stitch, hook the yarn, pull through, and so you should have 3 loops on your hook. You're gonna loop the yarn over and pull all the way through all of them, and then chain 1 and turn your work. And we're gonna do that for the rest of the triangles. Stitches is left, so you're gonna decrease, insert your hook into that first stitch, loop the yarn, pull through, 2 loops, and then put your hook through the second one, pull the yarn, pull through. Now you have 3. You're gonna hook the yarn and pull all through all 3, and then chain 1 and turn your work. You're gonna do that until you have 2 stitches left, and I will show you how to end the diamond, and I will meet you there. Now we're towards the very end of our full diamond, so you should have 2 stitches, not including that chain 1 from the previous round. Put your hook through, pull through, 2 loops, put your hook through the second stitch, pull through, and then loop through all 3 loops, and then chain 1, cut the string, excellent, and pull your hook. So now you have a full diamond times 2, so 8 half horizontal diamonds, 8 pink diamonds, and 12 purple diamonds. So there's no purple half horizontal diamonds, but full diamonds, and I will meet you back. We just finished that. Excellent. I would say more than halfway there. These go by pretty quick. So let me show you how to do the quarter diamond. And there's only 2 pinks on each side, so you're gonna do a total of 4 of these. You can do a slip knot. I'm gonna start as similar as we did for the half and full diamond. So do a slip knot. You're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then do a single crochet in that second stitch. So insert your hook, oops, pull that thread through. You have 2 loops, and then loop around. You're gonna pull through both loops. Excellent. Chain 1, and then turn your work. So you're gonna skip that first one, and that single crochet you did. That's first loop. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet. It's technically a single crochet with an increase. Excellent. And you're gonna chain 1 and then turn your work. 2 stitches, do a single crochet in that first stitch, pull through, and then you're gonna do 2 single crochets in that second loop, just how like we started before. 1, 2. So you did an increase on that side, right? So you're gonna chain one, turn your work. And so to start on this quarter diamond, we're going to increase every other row. So this next row, you're not going to increase, you're just going to do a single stitch in each one. And 3. Excellent. And then chain one, turn your work. Then we're going to do an increase at the end of this row. So again, single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, and then you're gonna do 2 single crochets in that last stitch. And chain one and turn your work. For this row, you're not gonna do any increases. You're just gonna do single crochet in each stitch. Chain one and turn your work. If you can tell, sometimes if you get lost this side, it's a little bit more bumpy, right? The one that's bumpy is the side that you're not going to increase. So say I'm going at the end of this row and I'm at the last stitch and I'm like, damn, I don't remember if I should increase or if I should just stay. But I can see that this side is a little bit more smooth, so I'm going to increase on that smooth side. So I'm going to do one more in that last stitch. And chain one and turn your work. You're going to have about 8 rows. See each one of these bumps? You are going to have 8 of these, 8 being the last. So you have 1, 2, and 3 so far. And I'll see you on the 8th row. We are at our 8th row. So if you're just doing those quarter diamonds, you're gonna do 4 of those quarter diamonds. This. So the quarter diamonds are done. Vertically half diamonds. So now we're going to decrease. You're gonna turn your work, go down this row. So single crochet in that last piece. Since that last edge is bumpy, it's more rigid, I know I don't need to do anything, so I'm gonna chain one, turn my work. We've done our 8 rows. Skip that chain one, go into the first stitch, and it's single crochet down this row. I'm gonna save these last 2 stitches. So there's 2 stitches left. I'm gonna decrease here. So if you remember how to decrease from the last time we were doing it with the diamonds, you can insert your hook in that first stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then put it in this second stitch. Pull that yarn through. Now you have 3 loops, and you're gonna loop around and pull it through all 3. And then chain one and turn your work. Similar to the increases, that we're going to decrease every other row. So for this row, we're not going to decrease, we're just going all the way down. That's what kind of doing it every other row and just increasing and decreasing on one side is really what makes it that half diamond. Last stitch and chain one, flip work until we have 2 stitches left, right? And then decrease, insert your hook, pull yarn through, insert the hook in that last stitch, pull through, loop the yarn, and pull through all 3 loops, chain one, and turn your work. So that's basically it, and then I will meet you back when we only have 2 more stitches at the very end, and I'll show you how to finish. So I technically only have 2 stitches left, but since I'm going to that straight edge, I'm gonna put one single crochet in each stitch. Still, chain one, flip work, and now I have 2 stitches left, and I'm going to decrease in each one. So insert hook in the first one, insert hook in the second one, and pull all 3 loops, chain 1, and then you're gonna cut your yarn and pull. You are going to be doing 4 of these. Alright, nice. Ba, 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 ba. 6. Check off the pink. You did 4, you did 6 purple. Awesome, so we just finished all the pieces for the front, so let's lay them out. Do a little Price is Right ping pong kind of thing going on here, okay? I'm gonna slip stitch, like crisscrossing up and sewing them together, kind of sewing each row together. So insert hook and pull through both things. Just do all the way down, and I'll see you back. I'm adding a little bit at the top, just to on that last triangle, just so it's I have a little more room on my shoulders, and then I'm gonna add a trim as well, just so I have a little more room on the sides. And then I'm gonna work on the arms. So this is the pattern so far. These are the fronts, so I stitched all of them together just with a slip. So I bordered on the front panels, I bordered the top just on that first triangle, because this is gonna be the neck where I put the collar. So 6 rows of single stitch on the top, 7 rows of single stitch on the side, and then on the back as well, 6 rows single stitch on top, then I slip stitch 6 single stitch on the side on the back panel as well. As I was just using the old pattern, I used what I had, and so I used the 2 half vertical triangles, but in the future, whoever is doing this pattern, just replace these 2 with pink diamonds. On the bottom here, I just did 5 rows of purple because I'm gonna add the golden trim. It looks super cute, and also when you are slip stitching the side, I kind of like just measured it. You can safety pin it before you try it on, before you measure where you want your sleeves, but I did it until about that middle triangle. So, and then that's enough for my sleeve, and it's pretty comfortable, it's pretty snug. It's a smaller size, but let's get started on those sleeves. Also, real quick, just want to remind y'all, when you're slip stitching the insides, the pieces together, turn it inside out, just so the seam isn't on the outside. Just a reminder, because sometimes you forget. Here is the sleeve. I did one, it's got a little end, and I did some detail work. I'll show you how to do that. Let's start on the other sleeve, and I'll show you how to start. First 5 rows, we're doing single crochet all the way around, and then single crochet on the underarm, and then we're gonna do a half double crochet on the top of the overarm. So tip, when you're doing the first round, take note of how many stitches you're doing, and we're gonna half that for the lower part, like the armpit part of the sleeve, and the upper part. But this is the first 5 stitches, and then we're gonna do all of these. It's gonna be about 38 plus. After that, you just go as long as you want the sleeve. And you're just gonna make a slip knot. I like to make the slip knot and then loop it once you put the hook on that first stitch. So we're gonna start at the bottom, at the very base of the armpit. Put your hook through and then loop that. What the heck? Put that slip knot in and then bring that slip knot through. Obviously, chain 1, which is doing a single crochet all the way around, and then just keep note on how many you do. Just finishing up the first row of just single crochet for the sleeve all the way around. I'm gonna do my last single crochet. So I'm gonna go in, pull through, then pull through 2, and then we're going to slip knot. So go into that first single crochet stitch, pull the yarn through, and then pull through the loop. Alright, and then chain 1. And then we're gonna start on our next row. So depending on how many you have, so I have 78 stitches. It's a little complicated because divided by 2 is 39. I need 39 for the underarm and the upper arm. Also, if you have stitch markers or like bobby pins handy, it would be good to mark where you switch between the single and double crochet. 20 single crochet, 39 double crochet, half double crochet for the upper arm, and then 19 until I get back, 19 single crochet until I get back here. So first, for the second row, let's do, again, I have 78 stitches. If you have a better number, like 80 stitches, you would just do 20, 20, 20, 20. But it's a little complicated, that's just what happens. So I'm gonna do 20 single crochet stitches, and I'll meet you back. Last single crochet, so again, insert, pull through, and then pull through both. And then I'm gonna put, since that is my 20th single crochet stitch, I'm just gonna put the stitch marker. So loop the yarn around, insert your hook through that next stitch, pull through, and then you're gonna pull through all 3 loops. That's a half double crochet. And you're gonna do that for, I'm gonna do it for 39 stitches until we go all the way around, until we come to the same part where we stopped the other single crochet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go all the way on the top of the arm, all the way down here until I get 39, and I'll meet you back there. So I'm coming up to my 39th half double crochet for the upper arm. Again, loop around, put your hook through, pull through, and then pull through all 3 loops. And since that's my last half double crochet for the upper arm, I'm just gonna put a little stitch marker there. For the bottom half, this last part of the second row, we're going to do the single crochet to match the other side. Finishing up our third row of just a single crochet, and I'm just gonna slip stitch into there. Row 4, it's gonna do the same thing as row 2, so with the single crochet in the underarm, half double crochet on the upper arm, except we're gonna do a decrease at the stitch markers. So what you're gonna do is start your single crochet until you have 2 stitches left of the single crochet before you go into half double crochet. So I will meet you there. So 2 stitches left. Gonna insert your hook, pull the yarn through. You're going to insert in that next stitch, pull the yarn through so you have 3 loops, and then pull all through all 3. I'm gonna move that stitch marker to that decrease. Half double crochet on all the upper arm till we have 2 left on that stitch marker, and I will meet you here. And then you want to move that stitch marker to the stitch you just made, and then we're going to finish with the single crochet to that armpit. Okay, so finishing up that 4th row, I'm gonna insert my hook and slip stitch. For stitches 5 to 13, you're gonna repeat those last 2 rows. So here we have 5 is a single crochet all the way around, 6 is the single and half double crochet with the 2 decreases, all the way down until you get to row 13, and I will meet you back there. So finish the 13th row. We're doing single rows and the single and half double crochet with 2 decreases. Now we're gonna do the same thing, alternated between single and half double crochet without the decreases. Last row, the 13th row, was just a single crochet all the way around. Now we're gonna do the single crochet on the underarm, and then the no decrease half double crochet on the upper arm. And we're gonna do that until, so you're gonna alternate between those 2 rows until the arm kind of like levels out. The 25th row, so go into like the 25th row, you'll be about here. If it doesn't go all the way down, that's fine. It's really just to where you want it until it like levels out. So I will see you when we get to that. For the next about like 5 rows, I'll show you what we're gonna do next. So we just finished our 26th row with that just single crochet all the way around. Row 27, we are going to do a decrease on the start and finish of the row. I know these markers, it's gotten a little bit wonky, but that's okay. Chain. I guess we should have been chaining 2 this whole time, but that's okay. And then you're gonna decrease. So decrease, you're going to wrap the yarn, insert your hook into that first stitch, pull through, insert in the next stitch, pull through, loop the yarn, and pull through all 4 loops. So that's how you do a decrease. And then we're just going to do a half double crochet all the way around. So wrap the yarn, pull through, and pull through all 3. So we're no longer doing any single crochet stitches, just doing double crochet, half double crochet all the way around. And then once you get to that very end, we're going to decrease again, and I'll meet you at the very end of this row, the 27th row. Is wrap around, insert the hook, pull through, insert the hook on the next stitch, pull through, and then pull through all 4 stitches for that other decrease. And then we'll slip stitch on that next to start that next row, chain 2, and then for the next 2 rows for row 27 and 28, we're going to just do half double crochets all the way around. Our past 3 rows is we did a decrease on the beginning and end of the row, then we did 2 rows of half double crochets. So we're I'm gonna do 1 more decrease, so I'm gonna decrease in this row, chain 2, insert 1, and then insert 2, and pull through all 4. I know my stitch marker is all the way on the end, so You know what, probably this is wrong, but I am learning as I go. So I'm going to do decrease here, do the entire row of half double crochets, and then I'm going to do a decrease on the end of this row. Alright, so just finishing this last row, going to loop around, do that decrease, so insert your hook, pull through, and then insert your hook on that last stitch, pull through, and pull the thread all the way through all four. And then I'm gonna just slip stitch into that chain 2, and I'm gonna chain 2 again. So for me, that's gonna be the last decrease row I'm doing. Now just do half double crochets all the way around, no increase, no decreases, until I get to that elbow. Go until my 37th row, so I'm gonna do that's 7 more rows. The 37th row right about here. So you see where it is here, that forearm. So just like about 7 more rows. I'm gonna go about here, and then we're gonna start increasing. We're gonna increase a couple for the pink, and then we're gonna go into that gold, white, and another gold. So we're almost there. Right, so we're gonna do one last pink row, one increase, and then we're gonna start on that 5 rows of gold, white, and gold. So for the rest of the time, we're gonna be increasing by 1 to create that like bell sleeve, and then you chain 2. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna increase. So wrap it around. You're gonna go into that next stitch, pull through, and then you're gonna chain 1, loop around, and go into that same stitch. Okay, and pull it through. So that's your increase, and then we're gonna go around. So we just finished our last pink row, 1 increase. So what we're gonna do, get your gold yarn. You're gonna make a slip knot. Take that golden slip knot. So you have your yarn hook through, right? So put it on the end of that, of your hook, and then you're gonna pull that through. You have 1 loop there, and kind of like hold the extra string along the edge. And then you're gonna loop 1. Alright, do half double crochet, put it in that first loop, pull through, and you can kind of just clip that pink yarn at the end. And now you have that yellow working end. Loop around, pull through, so you have the 3, and then pull through all, and then you see how that you chained 1, right? So you're gonna put 1 in that stitch, 1 half double crochet, chain 1 again, and then do another one in that same stitch. 2 half double crochets with a single chain in the middle for the increase, and then just go along, 1 stitch left, right? So gonna do 1 half double crochet there, slip stitch into that chain. Let's do 2. Let's try it, and then half double crochet here. The first stitch, half double crochet in that chain 1 space, chain 1, and then half double crochet in the same stitch. You're just gonna keep going around in that half double crochet in every stitch. Shoot! 4 more of these rows. Total of 5 golden rows, and I will see you then. Now we're gonna go into the white. So slip knot, your hook's on the gold, you're gonna put your hook through that white loop, pull it through, and then make another chain one with the white and cut that gold yarn. I just do it about, put one in that first stitch, and so we are going to do 15 rows of the white. So I will see you at the end of the 15th row with the white. So we just finished our 15th row. Let's cut the white thread. Get your gold thread. We're gonna do the last part of the sleeve. Make a slip knot. Then let's just chain 2. Really, so that's one chain once you slip it through. And then chain again. Bam. Half double crochet all the way around. So loop over into your hook in that first stitch and pull through all 3. And we're just gonna do that all the way around just once. And then we're gonna do something a little bit different just to make that little flared detail on the end of the sleeve, just so it's just a little bit more cute. So I will meet you at the end of this row of half double crochets. Make sure to increase just how we've been doing on this row. This will be the last increase we do. The next 4 rows is just gonna be no increases. So for this straight row, just all the way half double crochet, make sure to stay on that increase when you get to it. I'm just finishing the last half double crochet stitch on this first golden row of the second part of the golden row. Anyways, slip stitch, then we're gonna chain 2. You're gonna chain 1 more because for this row we're gonna be doing double crochets and skipping a stitch in between. So instead of going to that first stitch, we're gonna loop around, go into that next stitch, pull through, pull the yarn through the first 2 loops, and then pull the yarn through the second 2 loops. Beautiful. Then we're gonna do that again. So you're gonna, in between each double crochet, you're gonna chain 1, loop around, skip that next stitch. You're gonna go into the every other stitch, just so we have a little bit of space, just because it creates a cool design. Right, chain 1, loop over, skip a stitch, go into the next one, and then do a double crochet. We're just gonna do that all the way around, and then I'll show you the next part. So I just did our last one and then slip stitch into that chain just so you have, it looks pretty even, right? Awesome. And then, so now we're gonna do another row of double crochet, but I'll show you it's a little bit different. So chain 2, and then you're gonna yarn over like you're about to do a double crochet. And so we're not going into the stitch, you're just going to wrap behind the loop that you made, pull the yarn through, and then do a double crochet. Pull the first 2, pull through the next 2. It just does this little double kind of lace type look, and then chain 1, then you're gonna do the same on the next one. Pull the yarn through, do a double crochet. It's just a little detail, kind of makes it lacy. I like it. It's nice. Remember to chain one in between. So we're just gonna do that all the way around, and then we'll be on our final row. Third row of this last golden part, so chain one and then slip stitch into there. So for the last part, we're just going to do a single chain in each stitch. So you can chain one, and then each stitch just insert your hook, pull it through, and pull all the way through, just to give it that seam, that kind of edge, just to make it a little bit more finished. Kind of makes the end a little thicker too. But yeah, just go all the way around. Did my last single crochet, and then we're just going to slip stitch right in there, chain one, oops, and then and pull the yarn through, weave in that end. Okay, so now we are working on the pockets. Perfect for your phone. Put like your keys in here. My wallet's too big, but at least it's something, right? Do slip knot. Oops. And then you're gonna chain 16. It's gonna go on the bottom. We're starting here, right? So just double check the length. It should be the same, just because it's 16 on that rung, but yep, looks pretty good. So you're gonna chain one, skip that first chain, and then do a single crochet. So insert your hook in the next chain, wrap around, pull through, and then pull through both loops. So you're gonna do a single crochet in each of the 16 chains. Right, so it's not a perfect rectangle, it's like two diamonds together, right? It's kind of like a trapezoid where it's leaning to one side. So what we're gonna do is increase on one side and then decrease on the other side. So I like to just make the side with the tail that increase, just so I can remember better. So since we did our last single crochet on the one side, another single crochet on that side to make it an increase. So just insert in that same one, and there you go. And then you're going to chain one and then turn your work, so you're always working towards the left. And then you're going to go down, skip that first chain, go down with the single crochet all the way until you have 2 chains left. You're going to do a decrease since we're on the side without the tail. So you're going to increase on the side with the tail and then decrease on the side without the tail. Insert your hook, pull the yarn through, insert your hook on the last stitch, pull the yarn through, wrap the thread around and pull through all 3 for that decrease. Then make sure to chain one and then turn your work. You're going to just do that for the next. So I just measured it until it comes up. Didn't make it go all the way up to that diamond, just so it's easier to slip stuff in. So go up till there, and then I will meet you back once we're done. It's about 30 rows, but you see how it's like this trapezoid kind of figure. So just finish my last chain one, snip, and then pull that. And then you can like feed in the end tail. Right, so we have the inside of the jacket, and I'm just gonna line it up with these 2 diamonds. Might be a little bit smaller. If it is, it's okay. It is a little bit off, but that's probably because pink diamond's a little bit bigger. So just line it up, and then we're gonna start from this inside edge and then attach it to where you slip stitch the other diamonds together. Go down, slip stitch the edge, and then come up. Gonna be good. Slip knot. Especially line up the bottom. Line up your piece. Insert your hook first where you want to attach that corner, and then pull that yarn through. And then you're gonna slip stitch. So just go through every stitch, insert your hook, pull the yarn through, and then pull it through the loop that you have. Just the same way we did to attach, dang, this is difficult. Same way that we did with attaching the diamonds together. You're gonna go all the way down here, attach the bottom, very secure, and then come up. Come back when we get to that end, and I'll show you how to make that stitch seamless. So I did my last stitch, and then just chain one, and then chain again just so it knots. Get your scissors, and pull it through. And see, so this is the outside, right? And you see how it has that stitch along the pink? We're just gonna pull that tail end to the very edge, just so it looks more seamless. Pull it through, and then pull it around the top, just so, kind of pulling it through the same holes just so it's straight and it's not, doesn't crisscross. Again. Nice. We got a pocket. Put your hand in there. Put your phone. And it makes the diamonds on the front flatter. We'll add a little detail. So now we are going to start on the collar. I'm going to start on the left side looking at the jacket. Do a slip knot. So how we're going to do this is, so we'll keep it that single crochet. So insert your hook in that very first stitch, pull the yarn through, and to get it that increased edge so it like comes out as a collar, we're going to increase just on the very end of this, just like on the very edge of the collar. And then go ahead, go all the way around, and with a single stitch. Also, if you want a little bit more stiffness in the collar, you can add like some wire. I'm gonna loop this and loop it like back and forth within the collar just so it's a little bit more stiff. And how you do that is, so I'm gonna leave a little yarn out that I'll weave in, but on your stitch just hold it against the edge of the collar and then stitch it in as you do your single stitch. See how you can just go along like that, and then again I'll meet you back on the other end of the collar. So we're coming up to the other end of the collar, and I'm incorporating the wire, just doing the last few single crochet stitches, and on that last stitch we're going to do an increase. So do a second crochet stitch, kind of bring your arm over, chain one, and flip your work just so you're working towards the left. First row of the collar, I've increased when I finished it, and I've turned my work. So what we're doing is when you finish a row, do an increase, but not when you start it. When you start a row, just go ahead and do no increases, but when you end it, do an increase. And then we're just gonna go along back and forth, incorporating that wire as well. I'm assuming, I don't know how many specific rows I want to do, but I'm assuming it'll be approximately 10 rows. And I will see you once we've finished the collar. Just going back and forth. So just finished the collar. I did about 10 rows. Snip the end. And then also, if you've been using the wire, cut that as well. Pull through. And then we'll weave in those end pieces. Alright, so now we're gonna just go all along the edge, even the collar, all along the side, and even the bottom of the back panel with the golden thread. So I used another video to make the button. I will link that below in the description. But after that, I hope you enjoy your new jacket. In honor of Howl, I added a little bit more like beads, and I had a clasp too, just to add a little bit more flair. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you next time.